All right, I will get started. Hello, everyone. I'm Marion Leary. I am the Director of Innovation at the University of Pennsylvania School of Nursing. I really appreciate you all being here with such short notice. We just put this out on Monday that we were going to have this info session today for the 2024 Johnson & Johnson Nurse Innovation Fellowship Program powered by Penn Nursing and Wharton. Really super excited to be doing this again this year, and thankful to Johnson & Johnson for providing us the support to be able to do this again. So I am gonna have, this is our 2023 cohort. We have two of those cohort members who are on this info session with us. I will have everybody introduce themselves in a minute, but we are 6 or 7 months into the 2023 cohort, and I was just telling a colleague, a little while ago, how inspired I have been by the work that these fellows have been doing over this past 6 or 7 months, and I know that is going to be the same for the 2024 cohort. So thanks to all of you who are joining us today to learn more about this program. All right, so this is our team. Unfortunately, you all know that it is really cold, flu, RSV, and COVID season, so a number of them can't be with us today. But as I mentioned, I'm Marion Leary, the Director of Innovation. I'm the one you will hear most from during this program, along with my colleague Nancy Hill, who is our Innovation Project Manager, who is sick today. And then I am on the call with my colleague, Dr. Terry Richmond. Terry, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Terry Richmond. I'm actually no longer the Associate Dean of Research and Innovation, but I was. But I'm a professor at Penn Nursing and have the joy over years of working with Marion in the innovation space.
Thank you, Terry. I have to fix that. And then we're also joined by Michelle Morgan at Johnson & Johnson. Michelle, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Michelle Morgan. I work on the J&J nursing team, and I have the privilege of working with Marion and Terry and Nancy and so many others on this program. We at J&J are super proud of the history of support that we have for the nursing profession. And we are really focused on how we can help drive, an innovative, thriving, and diverse nursing workforce who is really empowered to transform healthcare. And this program is such a key part of that. We really think it's such an awesome opportunity to have senior nurse leaders come and really learn and figure out how they can be, drivers of change within health systems. So looking forward to it. We're so thrilled with the current cohort and really looking forward to the next cohort.
Thank you, Michelle. And then we have two consultants who work with us on this program, Dr. Kate Fitzpatrick over at Thomas Jefferson University and Hiam Nadell at Mass General Hospital. And if you are one of our fellows, you will get to know them well also. And so I'd like for Jill and Noreen, would you like to introduce yourselves as well? So Jill and Noreen are both part of our current 2023 cohort. Jill, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. So I am Jill Wegner. I am, even though it's unbelievable to say, I have been in this wonderful field of pediatric nursing for 38 years. I am currently the Senior VP Chief Nursing Officer at Blightdale Children's Hospital in Valhalla, New York. We are a freestanding, very small children's hospital. And when we applied for this fellowship last year, I remember thinking, oh, we're never going to get it. We're just such a little shop competing against some really big, powerful, innovative players across the country, but we got accepted, and it has been the most wonderful, amazing journey. You will have an opportunity to meet and work with and learn from some really dynamic, experienced leaders, not only from Johnson & Johnson, but from UPenn Nursing and the Wharton School of Business. It's just been a fabulous experience, an incredible learning opportunity. And what you learn and you take away from this experience will only continue to enhance your organizations, your professional developments, your ability to lead teams, and ultimately really to drive creative, thoughtful, innovative processes and systems to help those we're charged with caring for, our patients, our families, and our communities. So it's been a great run, and I wish you all, I strongly encourage you all to pursue. Don't get overwhelmed by the application process. Just really go for it because it's an amazing opportunity. And I see Kimberly Bertini Baylor. Did Melissa send you the link to join? So
No. Actually, it was my nurse scientist, Marlene Porter, who I believe is on the call, but I shared my link so everyone's Kim Bertini. She just happened to come across this and said, "Hey, I think we should check this out." So
excellent. I worked Melissa Shemick, who used to work with me, so I had flipped her the invite yesterday and strongly encouraged her to share it with her team and to apply. So I'm glad you guys are on the call.
Yeah, Melissa is a different region, but we work very closely together, and she's a great colleague.
Cool. Thank you, Jill. Noreen, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I apologize for my voice. I'm caught up in that RSV, COVID, whatever that whole thing is that's going on, but mine is fortunately rhinovirus. So yay, go team. I just wanted to say, my name is Noreen Brennan. I am the Chief Nurse Exec for James J. Peters Veterans Administration Medical Center located in the Great Bronx, New York. I am a neighbor to the south of Jill. Jill is up in Westchester County, so we're not too far apart, which is kind of cool. I don't know if I can really add anything to what Jill has said, other than, for me, being a part of this program has really tapped into a part of something that we don't always in nursing leadership have an opportunity to do, and that is to really be creative and innovative with systems that may not be as familiar to us. It's really looking at expanding your mind, the thoughts, the limits, because there is no limits in this program. So that's what I have really, really enjoyed throughout this process, other than the fact that you got Marion and Terry and Kate and Michelle, who are just phenomenal leaders. The program, while it is intense, really has a lot of great fun parts to it. And probably the biggest thing that I want to just underscore is the fact that you're independently doing your project that's really going to benefit your facility. And it's a different type of project in that it's not a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, knee-jerk reaction. This is the way we always put an answer or solution to a problem. But really what it does is it gets you to almost rewire your brain in a certain part that you begin to address and approach a challenge, a concern from a different perspective, which for me, being a nurse for 33 years, not as long as Jill, thank you, Jill, but being a nurse for 33 years, sometimes that hardwiring is so instilled in us that we can't see anything any other way. And for me, what it has done, it's made me a better leader because I can really think now a little bit more broadly and incorporate the technology and the knowledge that our new nursing students are coming out with, so that I don't look like I've been in the field for 33 years. So so that's just my little tidbit to it. So thank you, and thank you to the team. Great set of leaders, great faculty members. The readings, the seminars, everything that we have done has just added added to my portfolio. So I'm very thankful for that.
Thank you, Noreen. Thank you both. And we wanted to have some of our current fellows on here so that, one, you could hear from their perspectives, from people who are in the same position as you, very busy senior nurse leaders, but also so that they can then answer questions at the end that you might have. For those of you who are on, if you could just put yourselves on mute, I would appreciate it. All right, so let's get into the program overview. So the Johnson & Johnson Nurse Innovation Fellowship Program is a one-year team-based fellowship for chief nursing officers, nurse executives, and senior nurse leaders. It will run this time from April 2024 through May 2025. And the focus of the fellowship this year is really to help you find solutions that will provide better care for patients and support a workplace environment where your nurses can thrive. So as Noreen said, you will be working on projects specific to the needs of your institution, with a focus on providing better care for patients and supporting that workplace environment. We will select 2 nurse leaders from the same organization. So the primary application lead has to be a chief nursing officer or equivalent title, and then another senior nurse leader. And then we will select 2 from the same organization from 10 different organizations throughout the US. And you will work together as a team throughout this fellowship, but you will also be able to invite and work with other team members at your institution where applicable to join virtual sessions so that they also can learn about this innovative process. And I'm going to go into much more detail. So the program really focuses on human-centered and equity-centered design and the use of design thinking methodologies, and we will teach you how to apply those to your challenge area. This curriculum is taught by us at Penn Nursing and then paired with business and leadership skills specific to innovation that'll be taught through the Wharton Executive Program. This is an example of the business and leadership topics that we may cover over the fellowship. We work with Wharton to specifically curate the topics that we are going to cover for this fellowship program, but it'll be around decision-making for leaders, strategic persuasion, strategy under uncertainty, and a variety of other business and leadership topics that we think and Wharton thinks will be helpful in order for you as senior nurse leaders to have that innovation mindset and move it forward. So these are the key dates that you should be aware of. The application is already open and runs through February 19th. So you'll want to get your applications in the next 5 weeks or so. And we will select and notify fellows by the end of March, so March 22nd. The J&J Fellowship kicks off April 24th, and I'm going to just skip over to this because it's a little easier to see. So we will have a half-day introduction to the program session for the selected fellows on April 22nd, so about a month after you've been notified. That will run 11 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. All of our sessions are on Eastern Time, so just so that you're aware. Following our introductory virtual session, we will have our first in-person 5-day session as a part of our Penn Summer Innovation Institute. That'll be held in Philadelphia at the University of Pennsylvania on June 3rd to the 7th. And this is not specific just to the J&J Fellows. Our Summer Innovation Institute will include groups from a variety of other innovation and entrepreneurship programs that we run at Penn Nursing. It will also be, at Penn, and it will also be open to Penn Medicine, Penn Nursing students and faculty. So you will get to interact with a number of other clinicians, entrepreneurs who are doing innovative work in healthcare. After that 5-day Summer Innovation Institute, we will then begin our 2-day synchronous virtual sessions where you will start to learn and apply human-centered design and the leadership and business skills. So we will have 3 2-day synchronous sessions, which are scheduled right now for September 10th and 11th, November 12th and 13th, and February 11th and 12th. And those will run 11 to 5 p.m. Eastern. As Noreen mentioned, you will be working on projects back at your institutions. So these in-person and virtual sessions are just a small part of the work you will be doing as part of this fellowship. You will have a lot of human-centered design work that you will be doing at your institutions with your teams, as well as one-on-one meetings between these virtual sessions around human-centered design methodologies. And then finally, there will be a closing event on May 21st and 22nd at the Johnson & Johnson headquarters in New Brunswick, New Jersey. You should know all travel and associated costs are covered through this fellowship, so you don't have to pay for anything out of pocket. All right, before I get into how you actually apply, are there any questions about sort of the overall program? Or was I super clear? If you have questions, feel free to put those in the chat. I see that Terry is monitoring those. And of course, you will have time at the end to ask questions as well. All right, so we are using a platform called Submittable. You can reach the application portal through our website and through Johnson & Johnson's website, and it's linked on all of our social media platforms. You will need to sign up for the Submittable platform so that you get a login and password. You can do that on that opening page. And then you'll see once you log in using that link, it'll say Johnson & Johnson Nurse Innovation Fellowship Program application for 2024. We list out the guidelines on that opening page. Once you review those, you can hit submit, and it will show you the guidelines again, and then it will ask you to confirm your eligibility. This is the first step in the process. We need to make sure that those of you who are applying are registered nurses, that you reside in the US or its territories or Indian lands. We want to make sure that you hold the role of chief nursing officer or senior nurse executive in a hospital or health system. That you are committed to working as a team for this program. Really important, and I'm going to stress this again later, that you have support and buy-in from your hospital or health system's executive leadership, so your CEO or C-suite administrators. And you will have to submit a letter of support on letterhead that is signed, guaranteeing release time for in-person and virtual sessions, as well as the work that you're going to be doing between these sessions, and resources and support to help implement your solution at your institution at the close of the program. We want to make sure that you're in an institution that is committed to being innovative and agile, and that you are committed to this full year of structured learning, travel, self-study, etc. This is, again, as Noreen pointed out, a very intensive program that is going to require a lot of time and dedication. But I promise you, and as Jill and Noreen said, you will get a lot out of it. All right, so once you click off all that and confirm, you will submit the form, and then it will take you to the actual application. So this is what the primary team lead will see when they get to this page. You will fill in all of the primary team lead demographic information, but you can also, on this page, manage collaborators, and that's where you will put in the email address of your secondary team lead, so your senior nurse leader who you are working with on this program. You can put in their email address. It will send them an email. They can click on that. They can sign up for an account, and they can work on this application with you. So we only need one application from the pair of you, and you can both collaborate on the application together. So you'll have primary team lead, demographic information, employment. You will fill out secondary team lead, name, demographic information. And that's the first part of the application. And then the second part are the essay questions. Again, we only need one set per team. So you will create the answers to these questions together. And there's 7 questions. I didn't list them all here, but once you go into the portal, you can look at them. And this is really what we're going to use to select who's going to be in this 2024 cohort. We read these thoroughly. We talk about the responses and how best it addresses what we're looking for based on the focus of the fellowship and the program. You don't have to do all this in one sitting. You can come back to the application, as you need to, but just make sure if you're working on the application that you hit save before you leave the portal. All right, so you're going to fill out all of your primary and secondary demographic information. You're going to complete the essay questions, and then you're going to upload the primary and secondary team lead CV or resume. And again, really important, a signed letter of support on letterhead from the CEO or equivalent stating their commitment to you and this program, both with release of time, but also resources to help implement. And you will upload that here. And then you'll submit the application, and that's it. So, we try to keep it as manageable as possible, with also allowing us to really understand you and your health system and your need for this innovative program. We do want to note that there is a lot of evaluation and monitoring that happens throughout this program. The fellows will attest to this. We send out evaluations after every single session, and we really do need to, both from the Penn nursing side, but also from the J&J side, understand what you're getting out of this program and also what we could be doing differently. This is a condition of accepting the fellowship, so this is a requirement that after every session, the teams do these surveys. We do currently have our FAQ page up. I will be updating that as new questions come up from these information sessions, but you can check out some of the questions from last year that are still applicable for this year now. And then after this session, we will put up the recording as well as the slide deck. And you can find that on our FAQ page on our Penn Nursing website. All right, so with that, we are happy to take questions. And I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to stop recording.
Can I jump in for a minute, Marion?
Sure.
So just to add one thing to what Marion said, the applications are really important, and we spend a lot of time reading the responses to the essays. Essay is I don't know what other word there is. The selection committee does not include J&J. So while J&J is the sponsor of this program, they are not participants in the selection of the cohort. So we have a freestanding selection committee that will be looking at all your applications.
Thank you for that, Terry.